We have a link with Giovanna Campello, that is Chief of Department of Prevention, Treatment and Rehabilitation, IUN ODC. Thank you for being with us. The video is wonderful. You look very positive, in good mood. I hope that your good mood can be shared with all of us, that sometimes we have not the same good mood. So you have the floor, Giovanna.
Grazie Massimo, and I'm actually very sad, but I'm trying to put a brave face. And honorable delegates, friends, colleagues, let me start by thanking the organizer, Dr. Massimo Barra, the colleagues of Fondazione Villa Maraini, the Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, and you all for inviting the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime to be part of this summit, this meeting, not conference, as Massimo was mentioning earlier on, and for allowing me to take a few minutes of your time during the opening to bring my voice, even if I cannot be there with you. And I have seen the program and the list of participants, and believe me when I say that I know that I'm missing some days of truly enriching and inspiring discussions. I'm missing seeing some dear friends and colleagues. I was actually making a list and I wanted to mention all of the people that I've seen around and I've heard about, but the list is too long. It would take too much time. Just allow me a very small personal note, Ambasciatore, un gran piacere rivederla e risentirla, ci manca tantissimo. And but also I know that I will miss all of you and especially your discussions. And I want to go back to what Massimo was asking, you know, and also Ambasciatore Chili just reiterated, what do we do with the Rome Consensus? And of course, I cannot answer for you. Rome Consensus, the great force of the Rome Consensus is to be a movement of civil society. Even if Massimo was mentioning the limitation of the voice of civil society, but I also know the power of the voice of civil society when it pulls together. And so I can share with you only my observations. But into my mind, one of the biggest values of advocacy initiative, such as the Rome Consensus, is the absolute commitment to the health and well-being of people and being open to offer what people need when they need it in their own terms. No paternalism, like Massimo was mentioning, and in other words, to meet the right of people to health and well-being. And all of this with no ideological hang-ups between the needs of people who use, that need healthcare, the needs of people who want to start a process of recovery, or the needs of people who need access to control medicines, or the need of children to develop healthy and safe. All of this topped by inclusion and an open heart that has no place for stigma, discrimination, punishment, or criminalization. And it almost sounds like a recipe, right? An easy recipe. And the motto of the summit, breaking barriers, building bridges, summarize it so nicely. But we all know how in many countries this is far from reality. And I know that Rick was mentioning one of the most significant changes in policies at the national level and international level in recent years. And this is true. There has been a huge change in policies. Also, what Massimo was describing that happened in the United Nations is also a reflection of that, because we are what the governments of the member states of the United Nations decide to be. And but I also know that one thing is the rhetoric and the other thing is the reality. And many member states in their implementation and in different ways are wavering from this focus on the health and well-being of people, or the right to health and well-being. And sometimes precious steps forwards are being eroded, or sometimes there has not been real progress to speak about. And that is why I am grateful to the Rome Consensus for being this additional powerful voice from a large range of civil society organizations. And this is becoming especially significant this year. This year, we will have the midterm review of the implementation of the commitments the member states have taken in 2019. And it's really, really important that we all join forces to advocate for better action, for evidence-based services for people who use drugs and people with drug use disorders, harm reduction, treatment, recovery support based on human rights and gender considerations. It's really, really important that we continue to advocate for avoiding criminal justice responses to use and focus on alternatives as needed, but also providing evidence-based support to the healthy and safe development of children and ensuring access to controlled medicines. And mind you, these are all commitments that our member states, the member states of the United Nations, have taken. But we need, and I put myself in here, although I'm just an observer, but we need the voice also of large joining forces of civil society organizations to support member states in actually putting them in practice, in actually pushing them to putting them in practice extensively, not one spot here, one there, and sustainably. It's not possible that every little crisis, these services are the first to go. And I will not bore you with the figures. You know them better than me. And if you're really, really interested, I will send them to you. I just want to wish you a great summit and strong discussion on how to use the opportunity of the 2024 review, but also any other opportunity to promote the right to health and well-being of people. And count me there and with you. Thank you.